to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And my lord, what a championship week we had. We had a new Intergeekdom champion in Hector Navarro. We had the Patriots hold on to those titles in a very controversial match. And we had another big match that I will talk about in just a moment. But tonight, we're back to the Team League, and we have two favorites. Well, one favorite and brand new rookies, but you've got Rotten Tomatoes, 2-2, coming off of a loss barely to the former champions top 10. Matt Atchity and Gray Drake are back in action, and they're going up close friends, Chris Lemire and Alonso Duralde, what the flick, making their debut in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Now, no one's here with me. You figure, what the hell did I do to make everyone run away? No Ellis today, no Campia, no Ken. I decided for a very special treat today. I was going to introduce to you guys your brand new Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, the outlaw, John Roca. The champ is here. There he is. Look at him. Look at that smile on his face, as if he's competing in one of the proud moments. So get over here. Get over here. You're not competing. You're sitting next to me. Get over here. The champ is here. He's sitting down, and look, the smile on his face as if he just opened up his Transformers Blu-ray that he loves so much. All right, sit down, buddy. Now, how about this? Yeah, I know you've been waiting for me to say this. Yeah. How's it going, champ? Pretty nuts, right? Is that gonna work? Take that stupid hat off.
I've been waiting for a year for you to say that.
Yeah, and there you go.
And now it's a reality.
All right, listen, before we get into this match here.
Yo, Collider! I did it!
There we go. How you feeling? How are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel awesome. It's been an amazing whirlwind of weeks of people giving me great wishes, and on Twitter and on Instagram. And
fans have been very supportive since the win.
Incredibly so, but then my fellow competitors, you know, the one hand shake and then out of their mouths, congratulations, and the next thing is I'm coming for that belt. So there's no resting. There's no rest for the weary.
Well, it's getting more competitive in this league every single day, and you're also involved in the team match.
Yeah.
We're going to be going head-to-head again.
We are.
But you look at who plays tonight. Rotten Tomatoes, Matt Atchity and Gray Drake, they played you.
They did. They played us up
no
until
joke.
the last minute. I mean, we went to the last question, and so they're an incredible team. We were very fortunate to beat them. They're incredibly smart and knowledgeable about movies, what the flick as well. So I'm looking forward to an awesome match.
Well, I'm ready to get going here. But before we do that, we had a little bit of a video package to show you just how these friends are going to become enemies just for tonight. Here you go.
Well, I'm Christy Lemire.
And I'm Alonso Duralde.
And we're from What the Flick.
Yes, on the Young Turks Network.
Hence the shirts. We got free shirts out of this today. That's
on YouTube.
Why we're here, basically, is for the free
shirts.
We never left, baby.
We're back, and I'm high as hell. I'm on Percocet. I had my wisdom teeth out last week.
Yes, and he's not sharing. The worst boss ever.
Up.
Well, you know, we know Gray and Matt really well. Matt, in fact, is on the Young Turks with us.
Yes, he's our co-host on What the Flick.
That's right. So really, Schmoedown is setting brother against brother, not unlike the Civil War. So I hope you're happy with yourselves. But no, you know, really, we are looking forward to trouncing them and then bringing it up every time we see them, which is frequently.
Yeah, and I feel like because it is our first time that we're new and fresh and exciting, whereas Gray and Matt are has-beens.
You know, any accusations of me being a traitor
are true.
Well, here's what I'll say, is that, yes, I'm on What the Flick with Alonso and Christy, and if they win, then I will claim that I sandbagged to help the team.
Wait, what?
But if we win, then I'm all for Gray.
Oh, right, yeah, then screw you guys, and that's what's going to happen. So
I can be butt.
And you won't.
As the Marvel people know, that's why the scores for all the Marvel movies are so much higher than the DC movies, because Warner Brothers doesn't bribe us.
And the tweets continue.
It's adorable that you guys are taking us on in this category. You will think better of it later, I'm sure.
We're friends, and we'll hug beforehand, but then it's going down.
Love ya.
Alonso, Christy, it's really been lovely, you know, being your professional working partners and knowing you and, you know, working alongside you, but you're going to get your faces smashed in. That's what's going to happen now. It's that we're not friends anymore.
I'm still friends. I love you guys, but
Percocet, man.
You always hurt the ones you love.
So there you go. There's the fun. They're having,
Yeah.
they're having a blast. Obviously, they're good friends, but they are all competitive people.
Yeah.
And here we go. There's the tale of the tape with Rotten Tomatoes. You have 80s movies, you have Oscar movies, and you have pissing off DC fans. And then you've got What the Flick, Oscars, classics, and smacking around traitors, apparently.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to be for
Yikes.
Matt Atchity tonight. But that's it. That's the tale of the tape.
Yeah.
Champ, are you ready to get going?
Let's get going.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first, making their debut, representing the Young Turks Network, 0-0, Alonzo Duralde, Christy Lemire. It is What the Flick! Oh, I like the energy.
Yeah, I like the energy. They're coming into Kylie Minogue. Not a lot of people come into Kylie Minogue.
Look at they're both. They were going to sit down, but they're not. Now they're doing the robot.
That's
They're
how I
doing
love
a couple
this.
stretches. I like what's happening here. And their opponents, with a record of 2 wins, 2 defeats. They are the 2015 Ultimate Schmoedown semifinalists and the number 7 ranked contenders.
And finish you off
Drake,
for dinner or
Drake,
lunch.
Matt Atchity, Rotten Tomatoes. No Hawaiian shirt today for Atchity.
It looks like he's been in training and she's like svelte.
Yeah.
He looks ready for this. Shaved the beard and everything. He's focused.
Drake looks like Peaky Blinders today. I like it. I like
She's
it.
coming to cut somebody.
All right. There are 2 new rules to be used in the game tonight. I wanted to let you know I'm bringing John Campia to help tell us what those rules are. There is John Campia. All right. John, before we start the game, I wanted to give you the opportunity here. Go ahead and let everybody know what the brand new rule is before round 1 begins.
All right, well, as the NFL's been around for decades and decades, every year they still continue to tweak and make the game better. And we decided, as the commission, if you will, that there would be a couple of rules that would help improve the game. Rule number 1 is this, that every match moving forward will have a third designated judge. That third judge will come in and assist and act as a tiebreaker, if you will, if the 2 judges at the table ever have a difference of opinion on whether a point should be awarded or not. Connected to that third judge rule, if you will, moving forward, each competitor in a match, or in this case, each team, every match will have 1 challenge that they can issue. If they feel that something didn't quite go right during one of the questions, they can issue the challenge, and then the 3 judges will get together and confer. That's going to be implemented moving forward. And there's another rule that's being implemented that has something to do with one of our current competitors. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, that would be the JTE rule. Now, JTE decides he wants you to repeat the question every single time, so it gives him more time to think.
Which is within the rules currently.
Right, but that is not the case anymore. The teams, you will have 3 times throughout the match to use the repeat option. So if whether we get to round 2 or round 3 and you want to repeat, you can only do it 3 times throughout the match. All right, John, those are the new rules. Thank you very much. Let's get the match started. John, are you ready? Here we go. So we are going to get into round number 1. The contestants will have whiteboards in front of them. They will get 8 questions. They cannot confer with their teammates in this round. Each question worth 1 point apiece. When you reveal your answer, you will reveal it and also say it when it is your turn to call out. All right, so are you guys ready?
And please say what you've written on the board.
I already said that, John Roca, but thank you for
Good note.
We had that Freddie Prinze issue.
We did. All right, are you guys ready to go?
Yes.
I just want to make sure I understand. I say what Gray's written.
If you'd like.
And then you'd be wrong.
Yeah,
Oh, shots fired.
You also have 15 seconds to answer the question. All right, here we go, guys. For question number 1, in the category of animated, in Kubo and the 2 Strings, how many strings are originally on Kubo's guitar? Ooh. You ever see that movie?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
You like that one?
Yeah, I did actually.
I like
the
it
ending left a little bit desired, but the entire piece was fantastic.
Oh, that's a deep analysis.
Yeah, well,
analysis.
that's what we do on the Cinephiles.
I couldn't get the word in. All right, and here we go. All right, Matt Atchity, what do you got?
I'm going to say 3.
3. All right, Christy. Oh, that is correct. Sorry, 3 is correct. Christy.
Oh, I thought there were always only 2.
Incorrect. Gray.
Oops.
I just like high numbers, so I said 4.
That's incorrect. And Alonzo.
I had changed my mind in there somewhere, but I went with 2 originally, so I'm stuck
All right,
with
so
2.
Matt actually only getting the point there
Wow.
for Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
Category.
All right. Next category is the category of action. In which flick did Angelina Jolie play an assassin named Fox? An assassin named Fox.
Going off type, playing someone named Fox, I guess.
Right.
Oh, wait. All right. So
And
there's-
please stop writing once we say
Yes.
time's up.
Yeah, thank you. And 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Time's up. I am an SAT teacher. All right, Christy.
Wanted.
That is correct.
Okay.
Gray.
Wanted.
Correct. Alonzo.
Wanted.
All right, and Matt.
I forgot.
Oh, look at that. So now we get a time game.
That's all right. So
All
did
right.
audiences.
All right. Oh, nice. All right, here we go. In the category of comedy, who starred as Claude Banks opposite Eddie Murphy in the prison comedy Life? Actually liked Life.
I actually did too.
Yeah.
Surprising, one of these forgotten 80s comedies,
Yeah.
forgotten Eddie comedies that actually worked.
Right. All right. And
It's no meat day.
3, 2, and 1. Pens down. Please, Alonzo Duralde.
Not to be confused with the new movie Life, Martin Lawrence.
Correct.
New.
All right, Gray.
Oh, Chevy Chase, sad face.
Oh, all right. And Christy.
Martin Lawrence.
Nice.
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence. Go.
And the next category for you for drama is the category. Which film features Michael Keaton and Marissa Tomei struggling to save their business owned by Jason Robards?
Missed that Jason Robards.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. You knew him?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you're telling the truth.
Why I knew Jason Robards is a good man.
That's not true. All right.
on.
3,
Isn't it Return of
And
Max Dugan? His name?
2. I know you know who he is,
Oh, okay,
but
I'm
personally
sorry.
don't. 1. All right, Christy.
Batman.
Batman. Batman is incorrect. Gray.
That's a great
Mr.
musical.
Mom, sad face.
Also incorrect. Alonzo.
I got nothing.
And
I believe that's the paper.
wow, 1 point.
That's good. That was a deep dive. Nice one.
Tying up the game. All right. In the next category of family films, who starred as young Michael in 1992's Radio Flyer? Young Mike. And I remember
Is
good
Tom
old-
Hanks in this one?
Well,
Come on, co-champ.
He's in it.
Come on,
Yeah, he's in it.
former co-champ. I think he's in it.
all right. Stop being intimidated. I'll kick you right off this thing and vacate the title. 3, and 2, and 1. All right.
Stop writing.
Stop writing.
Stop
please.
writing.
All right. Stop writing. Gray Drake.
Toby Maguire, angry face.
Angry Face McGuire is not correct. Alonzo.
Elijah Wood?
That's correct for 1
Yes.
point. Matt Atchity.
I did a quick change to
Liz.
Lige Woods.
We're not going to accept Lige Woods. We're not accepting Lige Woods.
Or
I
Tintin
apologize.
or-
We're not because I didn't have time to write the whole thing out.
No, that's
his hip-hop
the
name.
whole
It
point.
doesn't
All
matter.
right, Christy.
I had Leonardo DiCaprio at first, but then went with his pussy posse pal, Tobey Maguire.
All right, so only
Both
one.
are wrong.
We only have one point there, and
All right, I'm gonna challenge.
You're going to challenge that?
I'm going to challenge because I was previously unaware of the rule that we had to write out an entire name.
All right, let's get John. Come on in.
Wait, I like to. Okay.
All right, so
Watermelon, cantaloupe, rhubarb.
Olive shoe, olive shoe.
I think if you'd said E would, they would
You
probably.
would. We would have accepted. Free Lige Wood.
all right. So after the ruling of the judges, we're going to give Matt Atchity the point
Wow.
for
Oh
one.
my
All
God.
right, all right.
All right.
Dangerous precedent.
My goodness.
How many challenges do they get?
That's the only challenge.
That's it, Matt.
He blew
So
his other challenge.
That's a 2-point challenge. Could come back and bite you.
Blew it.
5-point challenge could too.
All right, so now we are going to get into the next category.
Oh yeah.
John Rogan.
Next category is from fantasy sci-fi. Wow, who wrote this? All right, Back to the Future 2 takes us forward to 2015. What is the next year we see?
Oh yeah.
It's a great question.
Yeah, it's a good question. See, but you were shitting on the guy for writing it in the
Well,
first
because
place.
you tried reading that.
I did. 3, and 2, and 1. Pens down, Matt Atchity. All right, here we go, Matt Atchity.
2025?
That's incorrect.
Nope.
All right, so Christy.
2028?
Incorrect. All right.
I just wrote a year, 1954.
Incorrect. And Alonzo.
2036.
Sorry, we were looking for 1985.
Is it
The alternate 1985 with Biff's Casino. Right?
Yes.
All right, here is our next category in the category of horror thriller. Horror thriller. Which 1992 Stephen King adaptation features a mother and son as shape-shifting vampires who can transform into werecats?
Werecats.
You ever seen a werecat?
You ever try to feed a werecat?
No,
That's
how did
not
that
easy.
go?
That's
No.
not easy. That's
How
it's a
about
lot
doing-
of milk.
Doing it buzzed? No?
Shut your mouth.
3,
Get out of my personal life.
2, and 1.
Stop
10's
writing.
down. All right, here we go. You're aggressive on it.
I just want to make sure.
All right.
gotta
Alonzo
train him.
Duralde.
The Langoliers.
That's incorrect.
I'm sorry. Excuse me, Alonzo. Can you put your board back up?
It was a last second.
Greg?
But I went from L to S. I didn't do any of this Lige Wood bullshit.
We're not going to accept gibberish.
Shorthand, I prefer to call it.
It's like hieroglyphics.
I can't make fun of anyone's performance when I just put Tommy Knocker.
Christy?
Also starring Angelina Jolie, Changeling.
Wow, no, that is
Nope.
incorrect. And Matt, that was
Sleepwalkers?
Sleepwalkers is
Boom.
correct.
Thank God.
All right, there you go. All right. Here, your final question
right.
in round number 1.
From the category of directors, name the director of movies such as Julie and Julia, You've Got Mail, and Mixed Nuts.
Wasn't a fan of that mixed nuts.
No, it was a bad usage of Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. You've Got Mail was all right, though.
Yeah, he was on the other night. I
Yeah.
watched about
Did you?
the second of it. All right. And 3.
Because you have a cold black heart.
I do. 2 and 1. Christy.
Nora Ephron, bitches.
Nora for bitches is
I don't-
correct.
Can
Matt
you accept
Ashby.
it?
Nora Ephron.
That is correct.
Thank
Alonzo.
God.
Hashtag women in film, Nora Ephron.
That is correct. And Greg.
And then, embarrassingly, some French guy sad face. We're back to that.
Wow. All right. So we got a tie game now after round 1. Rotten Tomatoes and What the Flick are all tied up at 7 apiece, and now we get into round number 2. The Wheel of Destiny has indeed been brought out, and the contestants will spin the wheel. If it lands on a category they do not like the first time, they have a chance to spin it again, unless, of course, they land on opponent's choice. Then you have to go with whatever your opponent chooses for you. When you get a category, you will get 6 questions apiece that you can confer with. Each one is worth 2 points apiece unless you opt for multiple choice. You can steal from your opponents, and if you opt for multiple choice, it'll be worth 1 point apiece. Rotten Tomatoes, you guys are the higher-ranked opponents. Would you like to go first or second?
How about we go first?
Ooh,
Sure.
Nice.
Greg, give it a strong spin there, please.
Where's that confidence coming from? I don't
I
know.
don't know either.
Give it a big spin, please. And,
Big enough?
yeah,
Big
so
enough?
That'll work.
Big
that'll
enough?
Work, that'll work.
Oh.
What is
Oh.
that?
Action
adventure.
adventure? You
Works
gonna
for me.
Okay.
All right, you're going to stick with action adventure.
Nice.
All
The
right.
audience told us to.
All right, here we go. All right, in the category of action adventure, the champion John Rotka will be asking the
All
6
right.
questions to Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, so we can go to multiple choice.
Yep.
We can, yeah.
Yes.
And we can steal if they buy.
You can steal if they miss it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Got it.
All right, here we go.
All right. First question. Who played the villainous Fernand Mondego in 2002's The Count of Monte Cristo?
Guy Pearce.
That is correct. For 2
Correct.
points.
Wow. Correct for 2 points. All right.
All right, your next question. What is the first name of the character played by Nicolas Cage in the movie Con Air? Ooh. Put that bonnet down.
I mean, come on.
So our options are to go to,
5.
yeah, we
Yeah, let's
want
go to multiple choice.
yeah.
All right, multiple choice. Was it A, Cameron, B, Damon, C, Tom, D, Johnny?
A. Cameron.
That is correct.
Yeah.
For
All
1
right, 1
point.
point.
Yes.
10-7.
Nice.
Tomatoes. What the fuck? Question 3.
In Raiders of the Lost Ark, how does Marion allegedly die before Indy finds her later in a Nazi camp?
In the exploding truck.
That is correct.
That's
Blown up in a
correct.
truck.
All right, there you go.
For 2
All right.
points. All right, your next question. What 2001 adventure movie asks the question, can a man change the stars? Can a man change the stars?
Can they?
I don't know.
Multiple choice.
All right, multiple
Please.
choice. Was it A, A Knight's Tale, B, Stardust, C, John Carter, or D, Stargate?
Oh, wow.
5.
Sure. Stargate.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
To steal? Do you want the options again?
Stardust.
That is incorrect. We were looking for A Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
A little tricky there. All
Little
right.
anachronistic.
Always go with Knight's Tale.
All right, number 5. Well, that was the swerve there, Matt. What was the name of mechanic and software designer played by Chad Lindbergh in The Fast and the Furious? Oof. It's a tough question.
That is a tough one.
That's all you, Adjutant.
5.
Yeah, multiple choice,
All right.
please.
Was it A, Jake, B, Sam, C, Ronnie, or D, Jesse?
I'm going to go with D, Jesse.
That is correct.
Oh, my God.
Matt
That's a
Action.
big one. Matt
Totes
Action.
knew that
All
one.
right, last one.
Your final question in the category, action-adventure. In 300, the film 300, at what age is a boy taken away from his mother to train as a Spartan in a world of violence?
These are not easy.
No.
5, 4.
All right, despite my love of washboard
3,
abs, let's say multiple
2.
choice.
Ooh,
This
all right.
is multiple choice. A, 5, B, 7, C, 10, or D, 13.
I'm gonna because I love doing laundry on men's stomachs. I'm just gonna say D, 13.
That is incorrect. Steele? You want the options again?
I'm going to go with 5, Alex.
That is incorrect. We're looking for 7.
All right, 7. So,
Seven.
at
Kid is 7. How
And
did I
don't
get that
call him
wrong?
Alex.
All right. So after that category,
He's killed like 10 wolves already.
after that category, it is 13-7. Rotten
Wow.
Tomatoes has the lead over What the Flick, but now What the Flick gets the spin. Please give it a strong spin there, Christy.
You
As
know I was
guys
on Wheel of Fortune like 30 years ago. You know this, right?
see, that's
That's
it.
big talk. Big
All right,
talk.
there it
I
is.
was a big winner on Teen Week when I was 13.
Let's go. A
That
little
was
bit.
weak, though.
No, we need a bigger spin.
Bigger
Bigger
spin.
spin.
Use your big muscles. There we go.
There
Pat
it
say
is.
jacket.
All right,
There you
and
go,
there's
girl.
the spin, and it lands on.
I should not have talked trash.
All right, so now it's
What is possibly worse than
this-
movie release date?
Right?
wow.
Look at him
What
just
is
smiling.
possibly worse than movie
Nothing
release
is.
date?
Nothing.
Nothing is.
Movie release
Oh
date.
my God! They picked movie release dates. All right.
If you're watching Scott Mans,
All right. It's movie release dates. Scott Mance right now has just woken up for any nap he was just in because he knows it is time for movie
Nap,
release
he
dates.
doesn't even sleep.
Yeah.
say naps?
Right.
Have we met this guy?
That's true. So now it is movie release dates.
Look at
And
that
What
smile.
the Flick is now up. Here we go. The Pixar classic Finding Nemo was released in what year? Still one of the better ones they've done.
Absolutely. It's my top one, I think. This side of The Incredibles. Do you like The Incredibles, Matt?
I like The Incredibles.
Okay, all right.
1998.
Well, that is incorrect.
Oh.
Would you guys-
So we just have to guess.
Yes.
So 1996.
Looking for 2003. Not even the same decade. Wow. Not even the same decade. All right.
And don't forget, you can use multiple choice there.
Right.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
It's an important part of the game.
Question 2. RoboCop. The original RoboCop was released in which year?
Oof. Did you like that?
I love RoboCop.
Right?
Yeah. First one?
Dick Jones! Yeah, I love that.
All right, here we go.
Trust you.
1988.
Sorry. For steal?
We can't go to multiple choice, right?
No, because they did not.
I'm going to say 87.
That's correct.
Wow!
For 2 points.
Oh my God! I said
2
87.
points.
You talked me out of it.
Wow. All right. And now we get to question number 3. Batman Forever introduced the world to Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne in what year?
Multiple choice, please.
Is it A, 1992, B, 1993, C, 1994, or D, 1995?
Oh, that
I
helps.
sense a pattern.
1994.
That is incorrect for the Steel Rotten Tomatoes.
It's D.
D,
95.
1995.
That is correct.
Wow.
All right. Question number 4. Taxi Driver, Carrie, and All the President's Men were released in what year?
1976.
That's correct
Wow.
for 2 points.
Yay! I wanted to get
I
one
was worried
right.
about a knockout there. I was worried about a knockout there, but that was a good answer by them.
All right, well, don't jinx them. All right, here we go. Question number 5. What year saw the release of the hit comedy Bridesmaids?
2009.
Incorrect. Let's see if we can-
Yeah, go ahead.
2013.
Also incorrect. Looking for 2011.
Yeah, 2011.
All right, so this is big. It's 16-9. They avoided the knockout here.
Yeah.
So now it is for your final question. Singing in the Rain hit screens in what year?
Wait, I'm sorry. It opened in what year or set in what year?
Excuse me. Singing in the Rain hit screens in what year?
1954?
Correct. Incorrect.
Oh,
Guys?
incorrect.
Incorrect. 1952.
That is correct.
Damn.
2
Oh
points.
my God!
2 points there. All right, but they still avoided the knockout, but it is going to be a very tough third round for What the Flick. Here is how round 3 works. The teams will get to choose 3 numbers between 1 and 25. The first one will be worth 1 point. The second 3 and the third 5 points. All right, you guys, Gray, Drake, and Matt Atchen, you are in the lead. Please pick 3 numbers between 1 and 25.
7.
Lucky 13.
23.
All right, What the Flick?
4, 9, and 11.
4, 9, and 11. Very confident. What the Flick, in order to avoid the TKO, you need to answer all 3 questions and tie the game in order to throw it back to Rotten Tomatoes. Category number 4 is a category of 80s. Who would like to answer the question? Alonzo or Christy? You cannot confer.
We're both good at this one.
Yeah, you can have it.
I'll do it.
All right, Christy, for your 1 pointer. In what film does Eddie Murphy play a character named Billy Ray Valentine?
Can I confer?
No, you cannot.
48 hours?
And your winners by way of technical
Trading places.
knockout.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Wow.
No, because
The answer was trading places. Trading places was the answer. Trading places was the answer, and we have the victors. They beat their friends. They were shocked. They beat their friends. And once again, John, Rotten Tomatoes back on top, 3-2 in the league.
This is something I tell the new competitors all the time. You can do everything you want from the couch. You can do everything you want from your computer. All that stuff. Talk with your friends. But once you get under the lights, it's amazing the mistakes you make. It's amazing the brain freezes that happen. Fight as much as you can. But look at right there. Billy Ray Valentine, that was Trading Places. She knew she wanted to say Trading Places. She said 48 hours. That happens. We've all had those moments, and they are tough to come out. But I think they'll be back. They know their stuff. But Rotten Tomatoes, that's a formidable team.
They sure are, and we are going to, and I'm sure we're going to see What the Flick once again. They got, and I'm sure that when they see Scott Mance's face at the next screening, they are not going to be happy. All right. Well, before we get going here, we want to hear from both Rotten Tomatoes and What the Flick, and Jen Sturger will be talking to both right now.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? I'm here with Rotten Tomatoes, and the party has started.
Yeah, I just want to be clear, I was of no help that much. But I'm dancing
As
to make
usual.
up for it, bitches. Woo!
Oh, she knows the role. All right, so guys, you're 3-2 now. Your only losses before came to former champions. So what's
They don't hurt
next?
so bad now. Oh!
What's next for you guys?
We're just gonna kick someone else's ass. How about that?
So, but no, there's been some rumblings that you guys might become singles and split up. Any truth to that?
Well, we would still stick together and kick ass together. But it's like Batman and Superman, they're in the Justice League, they kick ass together, but then they separately kick ass
And
on
both
their
Matt's
own.
and my mom's names is Martha.
Oh my God, your name's Martha, we have to stop fighting!
That was the weakest storyline pulled together ever, but whatever.
Listen,
So-
that's the least of that movie's problems.
All right, so now, what was the... It's very,
I know,
very
it's
distracting.
hypnotizing.
It is. I can't stop staring at
What are
Chill.
you doing here, Gray?
What are you So wait, so obviously you guys really kind of put it to them with the movie release dates.
We got real lucky
that
with
was it.
categories. And here's the thing with trivia. It all depends on whether or not you get lucky with the questions. A lot of it is, you want to have a good broad breadth of knowledge, but if you get lucky enough with the questions, had Christy not spun and got the opponent's choice and allowed us to pick the worst category
That was
in
it.
the world, because all the rest of those categories, they'd have killed.
Yeah.
They'd have killed. And
They're-
so really, we
because
got
they-
real lucky there.
Know what they're doing, and I'd like
Right.
to point out you killed in the first round. I did not. You were really carrying this one, and it just so happened that we pulled ahead in that second round, and then Christy just got it
Right,
wrong.
but you've carried us in the past, so
Thank you,
that's why we're a
thank
good
you.
team.
You guys got to take this love fest somewhere else, all right? Good luck next time, all
Thank
right?
you.
Yeah.
Great seeing you. Oh, what the flick. That was kind of a tough loss. But how are you guys feeling after that?
That sucked because that movie release date category sucks.
Yeah.
Mance, you suck.
Scott Mance really bite it. I mean, come on. I've watched this show for a while now, and the questions are usually much more on a dipshit level. So who the hell comes up with release dates? Look,
Nobody likes that category.
No one. And, look, I lost on Jeopardy. But I at least feel like that at Jeopardy I had a fair fight. This was ridiculous.
I was Teen Week champion on Wheel of Fortune in 1986. I know how to do this stuff. This was hard.
I feel like that was a really heavy heel turn that just happened here. So what's
yeah.
next for you guys? Are you going to come back?
I'm going to have a glass of wine.
Yeah, well, not if it's raining. I'm not driving to Burbank in the rain for anybody ever again because it's Los Angeles and the roads, like the potholes immediately appear. And so we went through a lot to get here and to get the fucking movie release date category.
We're bleeping that,
Thanks
right?
for nothing, schmoes.
All right. They're not bitter or anything. Back to you guys.
So there you go. You got Rotten Tomatoes. They say they're not going anywhere, buddy.
Yeah.
I think if you're the schmoes, if you're top 10, you got to look out for Rotten Tomatoes. They're coming for those belts.
Absolutely. No one's safe. The league is getting stronger and stronger on both sides of the divisions. So you got to be up your game every single time.
Yeah, and it was nice to hear, both Alonzo and Christy. We're going to see them again. They are not fans of Scott Mance's face right now.
No.
So we'll hear way more from them as we get further on in this team league.
And let me tell you something. Losing once in your first match, sometimes that motivates you to go win a title. So
That's right.
don't let it get you down. It happens.
Okay, guys, so now it's up to you. Comment, like, tell us who you want to see next in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. You've done it before, and because of that, it's going to happen this Friday. Listen to this match. Making their singles debut, Mark Bernardin from Fat Man on Batman. He is going to be here against the producer-seducer himself, Nick Scarpino from Kind of Funny. I am looking forward to that. You guys should be looking forward to that. For myself, Christian Harloff, and the champion, John Roca. We'll see you next time.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Here with your fantasy update post-team match against Rotten Tomatoes and What the Flick. Obviously, if you have Rotten Tomatoes, I would hold on to them. They get points, they compete, they usually win. They have a long way to the title, so they may be competing in a lot more matches. I would stick with Rotten Tomatoes. What the Flick, that was their first time in the team. If I had them, I may look to trade or drop. They seem like very, very nice people and lovely personalities, but as far as fantasy goes, they may be a weak choice. If you want all of your fantasy news, breakdowns, all the rules, anything going on in the fantasy league, go to schmoesknow.com. The guys over there are doing an amazing job with keeping everybody abreast of the fantasy things. I will say, if you do have me in your fantasy league, you are awesome, and I thank you.
Hey guys, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help you stay up to date with everything we've got going on here at Collider.